Well, welcome back, everybody. Penumbra Overture. Minule jsme si chtěli pokecat s tápkem, co byl tu, bohužel něco odvleklo tu a dále se už nedostaneme. Nebo nemám něco, co můžu zkoumat. To je vlastně tabulator. Já teoreticky nemám nic a mám klíč. Každopádně teraz nevím, co budu dělat, asi na to ještě na ta část neprozkoumaná těch dol. Jsem řekl v minulé epizodě, že tam je jakoby tak zatarasené nebo cosík. Tak. Čekaj, je. Já jsi šel doslova za mnou. A katap, tohle by mělo být ono. Ej, let's go. Piče fix. Bezně slyší. Tak. Já se ještě dotáhne toho varo. Look at him. Look at him. Fucking prick. Fucking coins. Tady. To nerozbije. Není možné, aby to rozbil. Pop tu. Nemůže. Oh. Ok. A do piče, má vidí. Hello, mate. Ty, hajzda. Jebnu. Pojď. Ja. Tak jsi špička. Hejja. 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 Víš, je problém? Well, HAF, motherfaka. Tak, to by bylo vše. Odsaď, to je čistě nějaká flaška, nějaké mrtky. Jako svinstva. Nic není. Takže budu muset zjistit kód, který já neznám ještě, takže já jsem teď, to je workshop. Že tam mám severní čas a pak explosives. Musím najít něco určitě v explosive, protože proč jinak bych to mělo označené, že explosives. Tam zajdu teda. A to je mapáka. Grey rusting iron wheels, remnants of the past, age of industry. Všechno zrezavěle tady. Takže něco, čemu to je? The chef's caved in here. Could have happened years ago. I shouldn't be risking my life like this. The whole facility could come down around me. Still, if I want to press on, I have to clean this obstruction somehow. There must be something left here I could use. Maybe there's still some industrial explosives lying around. So that's all. My favorite workshop. I love my workshop. It is too great a hunting ground to let others gorge their faces. One cannot help but feel for those without such delicate mousy morsels on which to munch, for it ate ravenously of their flesh today, and shall continue to do so. This is possible thanks solely to the button pad I installed on the door. And yet, Red's mind is working somewhat backwards today. Backwards, Ty čísla jsou označené, čili 8, 4, 1, 2. Ok, teda. Bude nějaký explosives, no tak to už je TNT. Jak toho skáče nahoru dolů. Pojď mi přijde, jako by Filip měl třetí nohu, jestli víte, co rozumím, jestli víte, co myslím. A snaží se prostě nedotknout pérem na zem. Čili on dělá takový ten, že se nadzvedává. Za někdo si to myslí. Nebo ne. Možná kulhá. Hej, bych se na něj kdyby kulhal. Každopádně 8, 4, 1, 2. Ej, šajt. Save point. Come, I'm string. Flare. The fuck? Looks like the hole's at least 3 feet below the surface. The light's being refracted through all that ice. It could be just a piece of ice reflecting a light, or more likely my imagination was definitely catching my eye under these rocks. Co je pod tím? Krumpáč, ty piče, asi můžu zahrát Minecraft konečně. Ty piče, ty potu. Tak. Když můžu začít těžit. What? Co říkal? Look ancient, it's all I don't even know used for. All these things that you need. Všechny věci, které potřebujete být úspěšný tím. Co je Carpenter? Já vím, co to jakože, ale nevím teda do češtiny. Zjistím, co se je. Tak, to je na to samé, co se říká. Proč to mám save? Flare gun. Protože dej mi tu fléru. Tak. Wow. Boha, neštvi mě. Chci tu fléru. Tak. A jo, proto jsem to zabral. Electric fences broke recently. Tak se musím dostat na druhou stranu. Asi už vím jak. Takto. Tak a ještě vezmu ten jeden. Ještě vezmu tento a mělo by to být všechno. Hop. A ráno. Au. Tak, a je to. Explosives. Locked the ammo, am I gonna get in there now? The door doesn't look Does look very weak and old, čili mohu rozbrdat? Dejte mi své péra. What the fuck? Fuck, na to musím dát tak. Pilurky, toto je co? Homemade cherry bombs. A hej, dynamit, pěkná. Co je tohle? Gunpowder keg, there's only a small hole at the top though, not big enough to reach in. Já to rozmrdám, ne? Aha. That's what I need. Okay. No, explosive book, co potřebuji, tam je to TNT, či dát musíme na TNT. Jsem idiot. Ne, potřebuji, ne vlastně TNTčko už je udělané, jenom potřebuju tu. Že potřebuju provaz, který už mám. Ano, ten mám a backstream, ten mám taky, čili... I think it doesn't. Said I need to soak this string first. Já jsem si to vlastně nepřišel, já jsem se nepodíval, co já potřebuju. Tak. There we go, teraz se můžu vrátit. A odpálit ten keg. To tečko. Pro jistotu, kdyby se náhodou ten pes respawnul. Protože ten pes tu není. Čili já nevím. Nevím, jestli se ten pes respawnul právě. Tak a už to jenom zapálím. Počkám si tady na to, varo. Jestli je vůbec respawnlý, čili jestli to bylo... Jo, já věděl, že on se respawnul, tak pojď ty chuju. Pojď ty chuju, já tě vidím. No, jdeš na mě, tak pojď. Hovado. Yeah. Pojď zpátky, ne? Běžíš, ty debil. Tak, teda jsi vlu. Už je mrtvý. Good. Ale já jsem věděl, že on přiběhne. Hovado hnusné. It's not much of an opening, but I'll still have to do. Potholing has always terrified me. Jdeme dál teda. When I look back, I can't think what spurred me to go deeper into the mine. Perhaps it was arrogance at still being alive, or something as ridiculous as facing adversity and coming out on top. Now I know I would have been better off starving or being mauled to death than kick-starting the chain of events that led me to end up here. Writing to you, I just hope, once you understand my story, you will have what's necessary to put an end to this tale. I certainly didn't. Zajímavé. Něco nevypadá, že by něco bylo. A tak čeknu to můžu. Kombaterky půlku, to mi nevíde. Power room. What is down here are so alien compared to the way sound travels on the surface. That rug almost sounded. Něco z toho stihu přečíst. Look of thing, I guess this is the control panel for the generator. Takže to je generátor, super, super. Lovely. Baterie. Generátor manuál. Steelbook generátor typ 7G. Počkej, že to je to. Avoid personal wear and tear. The wind-up startup motor has been replaced with a battery-driven unit. Grease in the individual workplace can be an accident, including insurance nightmare. So enjoy the new increased grease control system. Electrical installation can be expensive, so install and maintain. So the economical 7G basic model arrives without, and much more. A quick start guide. Ok, takže to je to, jak s tím zacházet, ok. These must be tied into what's going on here. If I keep experimenting, I may discover something useful or have a heart attack. Abych též měl infarkt. Bych to musel s tím být. Fine. The walls of this hall aren't as uniform as the rest of the chef, but why dig it out by hand? Ale velká díra akci, to je dost hluboké. Co to je? Generator spare parts, batteries, to jsou baterie. Yes, čili já to asi musím pushnout. Yes. Ty vole. Ok, tak první smrt. Já se vlastně mohl schovat krumpat, než jsem chtěl čplát, že jo, než. Tak. Samý šepot tu je. Ok, takže mám baterii. Ale ještě si to tu raději projdu. Haha, ty mě nemůžeš sožrat, ty prasce, ty skurvená mrtvolo, nemůžeš mě dostat, nemůžeš, ne. Na mě nemáš, na mě jsi moc krátký. Dveře. Výčetky, které vůbec nepoužiju. Emergency Procedures Pamphlet. In the event of emergency, all mine workers are asked to follow the standard emergency procedures detailed in the leaflet provided. Rescue services will already be on their way, and so under no circumstances should employees attempt to aid colleagues themselves or contact the emergency services. This code sheet is provided for use in the extremely unlikely event that you are trapped in the mine, with no way in which to signal or otherwise contact emergency crews. In this scenario, you should ensure the stability of surrounding environment by gently tapping the feeling the rock. Once you feel certain that there is no risk of rock slide, check to see if you have any form of communications device at hand and attempt to send a distress signal using this code sheet. Za třetí, should such a device be unavailable or damaged, begin firmly tapping out a message on a wall of the cave. Rescue crews will hear you and arrive promptly to dig you out. MOTHERFAKA tu je. Fajn. Fajn. About it's empty still. The contents can't be far. Oh. Smeták, tak to jo. Smetek a můžu použít smetek jako zbraň? Hej! Shit. Tak. Mám fuse. Co ještě dál? Jsem se lekl trošku toho světla na konci té chodby. A to nic. Foreman's warning. 12. januára 72. Boys, I'll come have a word with you myself, but I got more important things to do than piss about making sure you're all doing your jobs properly. Now I know there's a certain amount of camaraderie between you lot, playing pranks and jokes on each other. If it comes with the territory, and that's fine, so long as you don't add me to your list. God knows you need something to keep you entertained down here. However, you all know full well that Penrose has some very deep-seated issues with his height. So anyone who thought it would be a good idea to sabotage his generator, then hide all the spare fuses on the top shelf in the storeroom, would quite clearly need his head examined. You get me? In other news, Jones, I want that inventory done yesterday, and the rest of you, it's not all fun and games, you hear? On a serious note, another radio's gone missing, and you better hope to God that means one of you's lost it, because stealing ain't a pretty word in my book. It's the third one this month, which means the amnesty on coming clean is fast coming to a close. Then there'll be repercussions, got it? What's strange is you're all supposed to be working in pairs, so nobody should be able to get their hands on a radio without the other spotting it. When I find out who's responsible, I'm gonna find out how they got away with it so long, and I'm gonna fling them out into the snow and leave them there. They'll just disappear into the night, just like all those radios. Harvard, lead mine foreman. Takže ten otec nám řekl, kde to je, přesto už to máme. A jenom se tak můžu. Jo, tak můžu zjít ta vysílačka. Com radio. The beeping coming from the speakers, maybe there's gonna be someone out there after all. Ale tu mám žádný papír ani tušku, čili... 5-7. To 5-7. Tři. Nebo? Já nechápu to poslední. To 5. 7. 3. 8. 5, 7, 3, 8. Got it. Jo, vlastně. Až musím spravit to, bo tu není vůbec žádný světlo, nic. Vlastně není elektrika vůbec. Není tu elektrika, hlavně, že svítí světlo, ty vole. Ty světla se jak zapínají vůbec, tomu nechápu. Když je tma, tak tam nějaký, že by senzor, který zaznamená, že je tma, čili ono to rozsvítí? I don't know. Každopádně... Samozřejmě, že to nejde. Co jsem mohl být jistý, čili já tu potřebuji dát tu baterii. Tak. The fuck? A pojistka se odebala, není problém, na 6.1 mám náhradní. Tak. Piče. Tak a nic. Já se teraz musím udělat tohle. Čili tady generátor manuál, takže za třetí. Turn on the cooling system to avoid overheating. Musím pro mě dát asi tohle. Pak bylo co? Release excess steam once the pressure is within safe limits. Steam, čili toto. Tak. Další by mělo být. Tohle nechci, toto chci. Begin grease flow, ensuring leaking is minimal. Tak toto. To by mělo být tohle. A pak toto. Nevím, protože jsem to dojebal. All the fuck about it. Okay, connect and confirm secondary flow by turning appropriate valve. Že by pro mě toto, secondary, čili toto. Pak už by to mělo být tak, jak jsem to dělal. Akorát něco udělám potom. Turn on cooling system, release excess steam. A že já jsem dělal to, pak to. Grease a pak to, čili. Tak. Pak toto. Tohle a nakonec Totok. Jestli jsem to četl teď už dobře. Hej! Máme světlo. Máme elektriku. Safe. Co to je do piče za zvuky? To byste nějaký datoklové, vole, do baraku. Přisám. Tak.
Good day. Good day, can you hear me?
No tu někdo je?
Well, I hope that your ears are working better than your tongue, so that you might use them to listen to my words. You have turned on the light in the end, beginning and middle of the tunnel, but some things remain shrouded in darkness. My Morrissey message I hope has helped, but what you need now is through the wall hole to the right of the fence. Go now, there is no time to explain. Well, in fact, time is one of the few things we have in abundance down here. What surprises are spoiled by such catty curiosity.
On the fence to the right there should be a hole. No nic, zase teda otevřu toto, to by mělo být, jak jsem říkal, 5, 7, 3, 8, yes. A kurva. Tak jo. Tak jo, ty potvora, pojď. Heja. No co ty z něj, jak mě nemůžeš hryznout ty hovado. Sem. A mám tě. Seš v luku, ty chuj. Chceš ještě dostat? Máš to mít. No to je hovado. Nevadí, tam si prášky, pilurečky, si ibalgin. A je to všechno v pohodě, takže kde jsem teraz? Takže kde je tu Communication Central, tam jsem už byl. To je your position, já jsem teraz tu. Takže já to můžu vzít dvěma směry. To vezmu turma, anebo turma. Čili záleží kam půjdu prvně, jestli půjdu tady této části, čili bych šel turma. Ano, bych šel projít tady toto. A šel bych to turma. Teoreticky mi to je jedno, a klidně asi půjdu tím. Protože vždycky následujte světlo, když je něco odemčené pro vaši cestu. Tak. Tak, jo.
My memory is like something with a great many small holes. We shall be needing to perform some minor demolition work so that we might one day meet again. For this task, we shall require the use of a large, earth-eating metal monster, and that monster is thirsty for juice from the place where things are kept. By the way, you can call me Red. It's not my name, you understand, but I am sure you will agree it is a name rather similar to a cardigan. Fetching when worn correctly.
Okay. Konečně nějaký hlas, ty vole. Surprise. Yes, je to yeah. Give me, I want it. Nee, dynamit. Pila. Super. Co to je? Xeno Report. Xeno Report 66 B. Ano, ježíš, a vole, Babiš tu je. Nebo je Babiš ono? Teď nevím. Já se v politice nevyznám. Má chyba. Okay, leader. Unlike the other findings, 66 B appears to be of manufactured rather than natural origin, and so warrants additional interest. And need I say security. The bulk of substance 63 was discovered only 6 yards from where artifact 66B was buried, and appears at least in part to consist of a solidified form of 63 with a number of operable appendages. The artifact emits a low level of light from a seemingly inexhaustible energy supply, suggesting its origin is indeed as was suspected. Of course, the ramifications of this fact are clear. An appropriate measure are already being taken. Progress in becoming enlightened as to the purpose of the device, if indeed it served as a purpose in the traditional sense at all, has been slow. Following protocol to the letter, I assigned my secondary officer to the artifact on Phase 7, only for him to go missing the following day. He eventually returned to the site from a previously uncharted area of the mines, presumably having discovered a new route, avoiding the cave-ins. At this stage, we can only assume what transpired, since he remains in a state of disorientation. Far be it from me to question the decisions of the elevated castle, but I am struggling to understand the necessity of conducting standard scientific testing in this case. I, of course, have full faith in the abilities of the research team put together and sent here by my immediate superior. I simply wonder whether their time might be better employed on the main site. Nevertheless, it is confronting to know that the actions of every member of the organizations are carefully choreographed and controlled by those far outranking myself, both in stature and wisdom. And with this in mind, I feel fully justified in willing on officially request for further manpower. We have already lost a number of workers to unforeseen events, largely while engaging in the studies mentioned earlier, and further investigation of the area calls for volunteers to carry out tasks altogether too hazardous in nature to risk the well-being of more elevated organization members. In particular, the tunnel system above the secondary side requires immediate cartography. Fajne, všechno fajne. Tak. Pilku máme, asi projdu. Já to asi vezmu tam tudma a ten pes je blízko. Možná ani ho tu nenarazím někde, nebo mě trefí. Jediné, co vím, je to, že on je nalevo. Čili já jsem teraz, kde já jsem tu, čili já asi půjdu do storage a pak asi do excavation. Takže do excavation nepůjdem, bo pes se rozhodl, že půjde do excavation, takže půjdeme do storage. Fajn, ty dveře dokážu otevřít, moc pěkně.
Those holes in my mind are increasingly gaping. You cannot breach the inner sanctum of the place of storing. The entryway is blocked. So what if the squashy material between my ears is squashier than most? I may not be perfect like a hanging picture, but my words are wise and backed up by time. A pox on both your brain cells. Try as I may, you must think that I deceive you with my unwittingly cunning ways. As far as my eye has seen, our rocky grave extends, and yet you cast away my hope like you would a puppy freshly rolled in its own feces. I hope that your warped sense of morality is better company than I, because now it is all you have left.
Okay. Red je oficiálně poet.
I'm sorry. Sometimes my emotions are like a disobedient pet. Uncontrollable and often rolling shit. Better safe than sorry, they say. But I think we are both sorrier than we are safe. A tunnel lies between a nearby watery cave and the place where things are kept. Take the second right from the closed door, and you will find what you seek.
Ok, díky za radu. Takže si to tu projdu teda. There must be the tunnel leading into the storeroom. It's pretty high though. No, je to docela vysoko. Žebřík rozjebaný na Maděru. Já to zkusím. Aha. Hop. Ale já tam nevylezu. Já se nemůžu chytit, že já tam něco musím dát pod to. A asi už vím co. Každopádně si to tu projdu. It looks like some kind of excavation, although not like any mining operations I've ever seen. I don't know where the mist is coming from, but I don't fancy getting any closer to find out. No ale já chci zjistit tam bližší informací. To by klidně mohl být takový příjemný bazínek teoreticky. Prostě dát horkou vodu, bublinky a to bublá něco jak výhřívka. Mohlo by to být příjemné, také fajné. Rock itself looks like it's given upon life and begun to decay like the rest of this place. No svahy kamení chcou umřít teda. Tak, tu je safe a ještě notes. Excavation findings. The test substance continues to defy identification. Both chemical and xeno investigations fail to produce meaningful results. Testing continues. Test 102. Bromine test norma pH 5, test 103 acid amide, test negativní, test 104 ammonia NH3 negativní, unretractive, test 105 hydraulic acid solution negative for sulfate, sulfide and chloride ions. Test 106 standard hallucinogenics. Mild intoxicant tests abandoned due to most test subjects suffering massive internal hemorrhaging within během 1 až 2 hodiny. Test 107 positive lomeno negativní mentální cations, nevím co je cations, nedokončené. Test 108 human hallucinogenics incomplete. Kardashian. Testing of the cautious fog has been considerably more successful. It appears to be a harmless blend of sulfur, chlorine, and aromatic ammonine, which gives it floating visual effect. Please note that harmless here is used in a xenochemics sense. It is harmless insofar as we have identified it and so can take the necessary safety measures. If directly ingested, it would naturally be lethal. Moment, what? Čili ono to je neškodné, ale zároveň to je smrtelné, jakoby. If directly ingested, čili pokud to přímo jakože pohltím, tak samozřejmě to bude divné. Test 159, potassium dichromate paper, positive for sulfur, takže poslední pro sulfur, nevím co je sulfur, teraz. Chlorine je chlor, to vím. Test 161, kde je test 160, ha? Každopádně je test 161. Litmus test negative for all but chlorine, takže jenom chlor byl pozitivní. Test 301 a co 162 až 200, až 3, test 300. Doslova vynechávat, ty vole. Test 130, test 301. Nevím, proč jsem řekl 100. I'm dumb. Hydraulic acid solution, hydrochloric acid solution. Positive for aromatic ammonine. Work continues on the issue of transporting the substance so far. Removing it from its dormant location caves its its base state to radically change, producing a massive heat to the detriment of 3 workers, one of whom is no longer operational due to his injuries. Following heat dissipation, the substance appears to turn dead unretractive to every test we have the equipment to run. The prevailing theory is that somehow the disruption of the material causes it to enter hugely accelerated chemical decay. We estimate its half-life to be approximately 0.4 seconds. Moment, we estimate its half-life to be. Takže my estimujeme, že pokud to přeložím doslova, že půl života je pravděpodobně 0,4 sekund. Ok, takže si to uložím. The man still clutching, still looking for what? Before him lies metal jutting awkward from earth, a hatch, a portal, a hole, door, unfamiliar text. Who are these figures huddled around? What secrets are hidden behind the faces of men? It feels as if I'm leaving my body for just a moment, but not just hovering around. It's like I go someplace. What are these things? Zajímavé. Každopádně, já si myslím, že pro tenhle part už by to mělo být vše. Takže doufám, že jste si tohle video užili. Pokud ano, klidně dejte like, klidně dejte odběr, záleží na vás. To by bylo ode mě vše. Mějte se a čau.